Today I'd like to tell you about a very interesting lady. She was called Mama Rosa. Her name was Angela Rosa Celaya. She was my mother-in-law. She was born in Nicaragua. In those days, men, women, and son-daughter relationships were very, very different. Men were considered superior to women, and I suppose that meant they could do anything they wanted with them. Sons were considered superior to daughters. Not today. Mamacita was a grandmother. She was in charge of the family, if you will. Her daughter, Alba, sort of took care of everything day to day. Their home had a very large downstairs, which they converted into a variety store. Since the father's income was not much, that came in very handy. As it turned out, Mama Rosa stocked the store. She was a sales lady. And then on weekends, she satisfied her husband's sexual needs when he came home after a night out with the boys. That must have been a lot of fun. You could say Mama Rosa was the bottom rung of the family ladder. There were 4 children in the family. Herbert, the boy, and 3 girls. Sylvia, who became my wife, was the oldest. Martha, who was the pain in the backside, was second. Mercedes, or we all called her Mercha, was the 3rd daughter. And she became my friend eventually, hard to believe, but true. Herbert, the boy, of course, felt that he could rule the world and do anything and say anything he wanted. This is Mama Rosa as she looked in Managua, Nicaragua. They lived in a nice area off the main plaza in Managua, Nicaragua, which was the capital. Picture a 4-sided plaza directly in front of their home. The left side of the plaza was occupied by the cathedral. All the city officers were in a large building on the far side of the plaza, and all the legal and military personnel offices were in a large building on the right side of the plaza. The street they lived on ran left to right. If you went down to the right, you would come to El Malecón, which was the beach area. Over time, Mama Rosa became unhappy with her life. How could she improve her condition? Somehow she saved enough money to get her to San Francisco. No one knew what she was doing, and suddenly she was gone. In San Francisco, she went to the home of Nina Mercha. Nina Mercha was a very high-class dressmaker. If you wanted the best bridal gown, you went to her. That's where she went. She knocked on her door. "Rosa, what are you doing here?" Rosa answered, "I need a job." Mama Rosa was a very hard worker and very, very thrifty. She worked for Nina Mercha for some time, and in a relatively short period, she bought a house, and then she brought her children. This shows you 4th Avenue, where she bought her home in San Francisco. As you can see, it was not a dumpy, rundown area. It was a very nice area. And that's where she bought her home. If you take a close look, she lived in the top floor. The bottom floor was rented out. Her son Herbert used to occupy the attic quite often, where he would bring his lady friends. But that's another story. She brought, as I mentioned, Mama Rosa began to bring her children after she bought her home. First came Herbert, whom she sent to a private Catholic school. Where she got the money, I don't know, but she did it. Then came Sylvia and Martha. Sylvia was the oldest girl, had an AA degree in business, and spoke excellent English. She soon had a good job at the Bank of America in San Francisco, translating all Spanish correspondence. She soon realized that she could also translate incoming Italian correspondence. Unfortunately, not enough for outgoing correspondence. Let me show you what Mama Rosa looked like after she'd been here a while. Quite a change from Managua, Nicaragua. Finally, Mircha came. She made Sylvia cry within 30 seconds. You might think that's an exaggeration. Let me tell you, it is not. I was there when it happened. It happened the very first time Mircha and Sylvia met after Mircha came here. She was really something. I told her that from now on she would treat Sylvia with respect or keep her mouth shut. It took a while, but she soon learned, and she kept her mouth shut if she didn't have anything good to say. As you can see, at that time, Nicaragua did not have an environment for raising strong, healthy, independent women. Mama Rosa overcame this and tried to show her children a better way of life. Sylvia agreed with it. Martha could never understand it. It took Mircha a while, but she also came to agree with it. That's Mama Rosa. The reason I told you about Mama Rosa is that I admired Mama Rosa. Her strength of character, her desire to improve herself and her children. I think you would agree, she made a wonderful addition to the United States of America. Thank you.